You know, one thing that gets me that people be talking about on social media, the internet or whatever, is that they're not gonna show you that they're not gonna do wifely stuff, excuse me, until you make them a wife. But you want that man to show you that he's husband material before he becomes a husband. You don't go to your job and tell your job, I'm not gonna show you I'm a CEO until you make me a CEO. No, you're gonna show them that you are worthy of it. So why you don't want to do that to a man? Please explain. Why is it that you don't think you have to do anything, but he has to show you everything? It makes no sense to me. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into what she is talking about right here because she makes good sense.
Listen, ladies, if you want to be a man's wife, it's going to be hard to hear, but you're going to have to act like a wife.
Bingo. And you know what she mean when she say that. You have to put yourself out there to be a wife, not to show that you could do any and everything these men could do, all that good stuff. Nope. When a woman says, excuse me, when a man says he's looking for a wife, he's not looking for just a sex partner. He's actually looking for a wife. But let's continue.
And I know some of y'all out there, your flabber has been gasted. But in the real world, with a good man, that whole double standard of I'm not doing wifey shit till he makes me a wife. I'm not going to do the dishes. I'm not going to wait on him hand and foot. I'm not going to do his laundry. I'm not going to sweep the floors. I'm not doing wifey shit until I'm a wife. Well, that's a double standard because I know well and good the same ones saying that are the ones expecting wifey treatment and for him to do all of the things to prove to her that he deserves her hand in marriage. And while, yes, that is important, it goes both ways.
Yes, it does. He has to prove that he can be a husband. She has to prove that she can be a wife. And it ain't just waiting on him hand and foot. It's being there when he needs you. It's understanding, it's listening, it's patience. I mean, it's a whole bunch of stuff. She's going to get into that. I kind of jumped ahead a little bit. But the whole thing with all this is that today's society of women is selfish as a mug. I mean, just selfish. They think they don't have to do anything, but they want the man to do everything. Make it make sense. Let's continue.
Because a pretty face is not marriage material to a
Bingo.
good man.
Sorry, let me bring that back.
Face. Because a pretty face is not marriage material to a good man. You want to be a wife? Then you got to do things like be loyal and faithful. That means not responding to some random dude's DMs. Delete, block, ignore. That means not liking some other random dudes on social media, just the same as you don't want your man doing it. It means respect. It means respecting him when you speak to him and how you speak to him. It means respecting how you speak about him, even when he's not around.
Bingo. Because my wife is not around when I make these videos. And y'all hear me say nothing but positive things about my wife. I always say thank God for the woman that he has blessed me with. Because I know I would not be where I'm at if it was not for her. And I know that. And I don't mind saying it. So looking at y'all women, the way y'all talk and act, whoo, yeah. Well, let's continue.
But it also means patience, understanding, and maybe a hell of a lot of forgiveness. Because I'll tell you right now, a good man, a good husband is not going to wife up someone who doesn't show that she can add value. Because when you get married, two become one. It should not be one is being pulled apart and separated into two because the other person doesn't add value and all they do is take. Nobody in this world is special.
I'm sorry, I gotta cut that off right there. She said it perfectly. Let me rewind that back a little bit.
Nobody in this world is special.
Bingo. How many times have I said that? Nobody is special. We all do the same. We can think what we want to think about ourselves, but you are nobody when it comes, other than your family or close friends. You ain't nobody, and sometimes not even to them. You are nobody. Come on, now, let's be real. My uncle told me this when I was growing up. One of my uncles told me this when I was growing up. All you is on this earth is just a number. And he was like, think about it. You go to work, how they identify you with your employee ID. Even though they know your name, know your face, they still look you up in the system with their employee ID. Why do you think you have a social security card? That's how you are numbered. That's how you are identified. When the police go look at your driver's license, they go by your driver's license number. When people want to find your house, they go by the house number. I mean, even your car is identified with not serial number, the license plate or the VIN number. Come on now. I mean, just think about it. That's how you identify. You are nothing on this earth but a number. I mean, just think about it. We could think what we want to think about ourselves, but nobody on this earth is more special than the other. I've learned that lesson growing up. So, yeah, let's continue.
You got to give to get.
How many times have I said that? You ain't gonna just get, you have to give. And I know some of y'all women today want to give to get. That ain't gonna work for every man. That might work for the weak-minded men, but that ain't gonna work for the strong-minded, willing men.
And honestly, I think the most important takeaway out of all of this is don't just do it for show to get the goat. You gotta see it through. After you get that ring, after you get married, that shit don't stop. You gotta keep it going. Because otherwise, the marriage dies.
Say it again. Say it again. That's another thing that people don't understand too, because people do want to just show off that they got a ring, that they got this big old fancy wedding, all this stuff. How many times have you heard women talking about they want nothing less than a 2-carat ring, or the ring got to cost at least 1 year of his salary, all that stuff? You're like, what? You crazy? I'm not doing that. I'm not. Because it's not supposed to be about the ring or the ceremony, which is the wedding. It's supposed to be about the marriage itself. Two people coming together to make this thing work, to live, to love, to honor and worship. That's what this is about. But people don't understand that these days. It's all for show on social media and stuff like that. Why you think I don't really post my family on social media? Why you think you probably don't see my face maybe 2 or 3 times in the lifetime of my channel? Huh? Because I don't need people all up in my business. Huh? My family, you don't need to know who they are. For what? You don't need to know what we do in our daily lives. For what? But everybody got to post everything, got to take pictures, videos, all that stuff. But hey, to each his own. You'll figure it out one day. I promise you will.